What's up, guys? This is Ty Zen with prisonorfreedom.com. And in this video, I want to give an analogy and explain why Bitcoin is so difficult for many people to understand, especially if it's someone that lives in a first world country such as America or in Europe, in the countries where the currency is very strong, such as the pound, the British pound, or the US dollar, or the yen, or anything like that. It's very difficult for people to understand the benefits and the value of Bitcoin. So in this short video, I just want to give an analogy so that it makes it a lot easier for many people to understand what Bitcoin is. The confusion in Bitcoin comes from the fact that it is made up of several components, and these components all have the same name, okay? I like to think of Bitcoin as the highway or the interstate system of a country, the highway or the road networks, okay? So when you hear about all these miners, the people that are out there using their computers to process the Bitcoin transaction and being rewarded for taking the time and the effort to process these transactions, imagine that all this computer hardware that's currently processing the Bitcoin transactions, imagine that as the highway or the roads in your country, okay? Now, that's one component of Bitcoin, okay? So the next component of Bitcoin is the rules that govern how a pedestrian or a vehicle should traverse or commute on that highway or that road. So that's the second component of Bitcoin. The third component of Bitcoin is that I want you to imagine that the vehicles that are traveling on this highway are also called Bitcoin, or in the highway we call it a vehicle, but in the Bitcoin network it's also called Bitcoin. Okay, and then the fourth thing is that I want you to imagine all the businesses that are lined up, that are built on the sides of these roads or the sides of these highways, such as gas stations, businesses, markets, 7-Elevens, convenience stores, things like that. That's also the same thing in the Bitcoin world. So Bitcoin is not just the actual highway or the network. Bitcoin is also the rules that govern how that highway needs to be traveled by its pedestrians and vehicles and users. And then Bitcoin is also the vehicle that actually travels on that network or that highway. And then fourth, it's also the businesses. The businesses in the Bitcoin world would be the different layers that they are going to put on top of the Bitcoin protocol once it's stabilized and once it's normalized and once it's become solid and strong, okay? So because of that, it creates a lot of confusion, because if I told you that the highway in your country was called a vehicle, and then the laws and the rules that govern how someone should travel through that highway is also called a vehicle, and then the vehicle that actually travels on that highway is called a vehicle, and the businesses that are lined up on each side of the road or the highway is also called a vehicle, then it creates a lot of confusion in most people's minds. And this is one of the reasons why Bitcoin is so confusing to a lot of people, because it's not just a currency or the vehicle that travels through the Bitcoin network, but it is also the roads and the highways, the rules that govern that road and that highway, and it's also the businesses that are going to be built on top of that highway as well. So I hope that this analogy that I use between Bitcoin and the highways and the roads in your country can help you better understand. So when you hear about the price of Bitcoin going up or going down every day in the market, just be aware that that's like saying the price of your vehicle is going up or going down in your country. It's not the network is still there, and the highway is still there, and the rules that govern how someone is allowed to travel through that highway is also there. That's why I say that Bitcoin will not go away. It has been invented by Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, and the protocol, the rules, and the highway is there. Right now, everyone is just using the highway and the rules that govern how it works and using it as a currency. So in the media and in the news, everybody talks about Bitcoin as if it's just a currency like the US dollar or like the Japanese yen or like the British pound, but it is much more than that. When you look at a highway system, there's also the rules that govern how that highway is to be used, and there's also the actual concrete highway or the paved highway or the dirt or the stone highway itself. So that's what Bitcoin is, and I hope that this short video was able to help you explain in a different way that will make it easy for new users of Bitcoin to understand what Bitcoin is, what the network is, and what the rules and the regulations that govern how that works, so it's easier to understand, okay? Thanks for watching this video. If you want to support us in our Freedom blog at prisonorfreedom.com, you are welcome to go to the donations page and make a Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency donations there. And if you like this video and it helps you in some way, please leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.